All right, so I wanted to go over this script that I learned last week. I went to a workshop and we went over how to script a projectile launcher. So this is kind of an easy script. It has a couple of different pieces and moving parts to it, but when you see it all laid out, it makes it a lot easier to understand. So I'm going to just really start with pulling out all the objects that we need to make this work. First, we're going to need, well, we definitely need one of these. This is a spawn point. And we're going to need a projectile launcher, which is this little arrow that the will shoot in the direction of the arrow. We want to have a particle effect that we're going to attach to the gun so that when you shoot it, it has like a little effect that goes with it. Let's just choose... to do like, what's this one? That's going to make a little spark. Okay. That's fine. So we'll go ahead and leave that one alone. And then we want to keep you open too. Keep you over there. And then we're going to want to have a sound effect, right? So let's go to sounds. That is definitely not what we want the sound to be. Okay. I don't know why this is so high. Okay. That's fun. Okay. So what we're going to do is when you shoot someone with this love ray gun, it's going to respawn that person to our spawn point, which is set right here for now. And so we need, those are the elements that we need. And we're missing one, which is the script. So we'll go ahead and pull that out here as well. We'll put you right here. Okay. So now I can close that and I can keep these open, and we're going to keep you open too. Make you a little smaller. Put you right here. And then we're going to open up our script. All right, so, the first thing we want to do is create our variables. We're going to need a couple different variables for this, so let's look at creating one for the actual trigger for the gun. So we're just going to call that trigger projectile, TP, my initials. And then this is an object, and we're going to confirm it. And then we're going to create a new variable that's going to be for the sound. And SFX is usually what I do for sounds. We're going to set that to object, and we're going to confirm it. We're going to need to attach the particle effect. So we'll create another one that's just FX. And that is also going to be an object. And then last but not least, we want to tell... we want it to know where to respawn the person. So that's what this is going to be, the spawn point. So we'll set up a variable for that, SP. And this is also an object. And confirm. So those are the 4 that we're going to need to make this script work properly. So when world is started, the first thing we want to do is listen for the event for the trigger to be pulled. But we're going to go ahead and... pull that out of events. So in the event section right here, we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom and listen to events. And we're going to put that right there underneath. And instead of listening, we have to put the object that we're listening for. So that's going to be the projectile. So then we can go over to our variables and we choose the first one we set up. And that goes there. And so once that's set up, what we're going to be listening for next and what we're going to be doing is when the index finger is pressed, and that's going to be in your events as well. So when index trigger is pressed, let's go ahead and grab this controller event and put it right here. And when it's pressed by the player, and that's all fine, there's a couple things we want to do. So when it's pressed, we want there to be a sound. We want there to be the particle effect, and we also want it to shoot. So the first one is obviously shoot. So let's go ahead and launch it from, and that will be in actions. And you just have to go down to transfer. Where are you? Why? Launch projectile at speed. And we're going to put you right there. And instead of being like, we're not launching it from ourselves, we're going to launch it from our object. Oh, and so see how I just like moved it? You can duplicate it by clicking and moving to the right and duplicating it into its place. Oh, that did not work, did it? So let's just go ahead and do it this way. Why won't that let me drag it there? Okay, well, we're going to do it the old school way and just grab it from the window. Okay, so now that that's set up, I'm just going to leave the speed alone. We also want it to play a sound, and that's also going to be under actions. So play sound, and we also want it to play an animation. So those are both the next two items that happen when the index trigger is pressed. So we're going to play the sound on sound. So we're going to go over to our variables, and I'm going to move this over because it's too close. So the sound effect, we're going to put on sound. And then for the animation, we're going to put the effects on it. And that's it for that section. So the next part is, okay, you shoot the gun. Well, if it hits somebody, that's when we want the next thing that's the next little bit we're going to script out. So when projectile hits player, and that's going to be, again, under your actions. So we just have to look for projectile events. When projectile hits player, and then we're going to leave all that alone because that's fine. And we're going to give it a motion. So we're going to have it respawn to a new spot. So respawn player here. And then, so I'm going to try this again. It didn't work. Oh, there. Okay, so why? Oh, there. Okay, so you have to click it, drag it down, and then hit the over button. It works, though. Okay, so there's that. And then the last variable we have to put in there is our spawn point. And there we go. So that is all of the script. We're just going to rename our script so it's not like weird like that. So let's just call it Projectile. Script. Okay, projectile script. Enter. And I'm going to go ahead and close this out now. So now that that's set up, the next thing we want to do is have it so we attach the script to our items here. So I'm going to make sure to always grab the first item in the group so that the Z index, and you can see that by turning your snap on and selecting an item and zooming in and seeing how this is Z positive is right there. That's the way that the projectile is going to go when you group all of this. So if you group it like wrong and not in the right order, and the Z is like, say the Z is over here, it's going to shoot this way instead of shooting forward like you want it to. So then I'm just going to go ahead and select all these objects and group them. And that's selecting and then hitting the joystick over to the left. And then I'm going to open the property window for it. And I'm going to attach the script here. So this is where we made projectile script. I want to make sure that's the right one though. Okay, it is. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Those used to show up in like newest at the end, and now it's newest at the top, which is kind of cool. Okay, anyway. So the spawn point is going to be this right here. So we're going to click on it and open up its properties. And we're going to drag the spawn point title over to the spawn right here. And see how that changed, and now it's right there. So we just have to do that for the other items as well. So we have the particle effect. And we're going to take that and drag it into the effects. And we're going to take the sound. And we're going to take that and put that where it needs to go. And last but not least is the projectile launcher, which is all the way over here. We're going to take that and we're going to put it where it says TP. Okay, so those are now all filled out. The next thing we want to do is make sure that we are making the gun grabbable. So we're going to go and make it interactive and leave it to grabbable. But the last thing we want to do so that you're like grabbing it in the right spot is go to your more options, and we want to use grab anchor and turn it on. And when we turn that on, you're going to see like a little hand pop up down here. If you go into your item and you click it, oh, so we have to go inside of the item to move it. And to do that, in your group, you just click this button and that's going to bring you inside of your group. See how like everything else goes dark because you're in the group? And then now you can grab that hand. Oh, wrong one. Oh, let's try again. Of course. Oh, how am I going to do it? It's not letting me. Okay. Let's just move you down, move you up, move you back. And then go back here. Okay. Where you want to grab the gun, I'm going to position it like that. And then we can go back out of our group. And I think that's it. And we should be able to try this. So let's go ahead and check it out. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. And let's see if this works. Yay! And see, here's the little particle effect. And you can hear the sound, obviously, but that's how you script out a projectile launcher. So we're not going to be able to test if you shoot someone because there isn't another person in here, and I don't think you can actually shoot yourself to respawn. But if you were to go check out my Anonymom Valentine's Day Selfie Island, there's a functioning one of these guns in there, and you can shoot people and it respawns them to like this table that has these like little heart messages. But yeah, all right, so that's it for this little tutorial. If you could make sure to follow and like my page on YouTube, that would be awesome, and comment if you have any questions. And yeah, that's about it. All right, guys, thanks so much.